Ladies and gentlemen, welcome! My name is Dragondrop and this is the Dota 2 Champions League Season 6, a brand new best of 3 between Navi and the Gold Boys with a little bit of delay. I think Navi was taking a couple of minutes and then, yeah, we had to try like two times to get the lobby up and running until everyone loaded in, so thanks to Volvo for that. But we're finally here, the draft is already underway, so let's not waste too much time. My name is Dragondrop. I'll be bringing you this game as the main cast, and I'm joined not only by Sander on acting as my co-caster, but also by LPQ Stats. Doing as his name suggests, he's gonna bring us some juicy numbers along with the action. So yeah, Sander, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Been casting all day, and I've never ever been able to cast Navi here, so I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, it's always great to see these kind of teams, even though Navi has fallen off. Same for, I mean, it's not the Navi that we used to have, right? It's if you look at their
It's
last matches, there's lost match, lost match, lost match, and they haven't really gotten into their own, despite the many roster changes that they have made. And
well, have you
uh,
seen the Golden Boys win rate with their new team?
I've not,
It's
but
10%.
yeah, it's it's also not really the best. So
And
do with
they've
that what you will. But it does show that these teams are maybe more on an equal footing than you might think. We'll see if Navi can finally get their act together, so to speak, just like Alliance did in some fashion yesterday. Try to put together something that actually finally works. So it seems like they were lacking some synergy, some team cohesion. But maybe PSM as the new captain can get that to right sooner or later. But right now with the draft. Looks like they might be a little bit stuck in the old ways. Bounty on Lina, that screams 6.84 to me.
yeah, it's same as actually as a Shadow Fiend Spirit Breaker on the other side. But most teams actually have been showing that you're just reverting back to the old picks. Like most heroes are still viable, they're just not as strong, and you just have more possibilities to go for now. And now they're just showing like, okay, we're comfortable with these heroes. We're gonna pick it. We're gonna pick a bounty hunter. He's gonna roam. He's just gonna make the mid lane just so horrible for the other team that he's just gonna keep on feeling annoyed. And from there on, they have to keep on going and just try to keep him on the back foot. And it's really indeed 6.84 here.
Yep. I mean, it's not like it can't still work, especially if you do have that Shadow Fiend who is actually quite susceptible to these kind of rotations that a bounty hunter likes to do, and especially if Alina, who might just be the mid hero still, you do actually have that kill potential already there if you just have a couple of levels on Alina, a little bit of help from the bounty hunter and the Shadow Fiend out of position, and that can get you ahead in the game. So that's a plan at the very least. But then again, if you don't get that as a bounty hunter, you can have a hard time actually reaching level 6. And then if you don't get any kills, then the track doesn't really do anything for you either. And that's kind of the problem with these kind of lineups. It puts a lot of pressure on the entire team to actually execute. But the other hand, that is Navi's playstyle. But yeah, Gold Boys, they have a Spirit Breaker, so they're also showing signs of wanting to fight and having some initiations and roaming potential early on. Once I get a couple of levels on his build, he can start ganking Lina, and more importantly, he can also keep tabs on the Bounty Hunter here if he just keeps charging him when you see him, and then kind of know where he goes for a little bit at the very least.
Indeed, and it's just you can already see that there's also starting to ban out the clockwork here. They're just trying to get out some aggressive heroes, which make the mid lane even harder for the Shadow Fiend here. That early rotation that can come in from the clockwork with once he has level 6 is really hard to deal with Shadow Fiend. They are of course again on Radiant, which we have talked already way too much about, like always on the Shadow
Yeah.
Fiend. It's like old story there. And I'm just really wondering if Lina is going to be the core position or it's going to be a support. Since in recent days you're seeing it more as a support. Like the few games I've seen, it always starts out as a support and goes into a core position. But who are they going to take to set it up with? Because just Alina as support, you need like either an initial stun from the core or from another support. And having already Bounty Hunter means that a core needs to have a stun just to make this one viable. If it is a support, that is of course.
Yeah, I would agree. I would assume the core position just out of habits, if nothing else, and because it's as you said, if you run a Lina and the Bounty Hunter is your 4 and 5 position, then you don't really have much of a setup for the Lina. But then, there we go, that makes it a little bit more clear. Even though that Earthshaker can also be an offlane, might even see sort of a duo offlane here with Bounty Hunter spending some time down there. It's really interesting though, because both Bounty Hunter and Earthshaker are rather similar in the way they want to play in the early parts of the game. I mean, usually we see both of these heroes roaming around, putting pressure on mid and the side lanes. Just by using the spells. I mean, Earthshaker, of course, with the Fissure, Bounty Hunter, with his Invis just not knowing where he is. But also just by being off the map, right? Making the enemy feel a little bit uncomfortable. But having both of these heroes on the same side would point more to the fact that Earthshaker is probably in that core position in the offlane.
Yeah, or they are really going greedy then. Like if you're gonna have an Earthshaker support with a Bounty Hunter, somehow it's gonna be greedy. Bounty Hunter needs levels, and Earthshaker, above all, needs as well levels, and maybe most importantly, he needs to get a Blink Dagger somewhere.
Yep.
So you need to find the kills then. Like if you're gonna be at 30 minutes in, you're many kills behind. Your Bounty Hunter got a late level 6. From there on, it's already downhill, and then you are all just all in on that one team fight that you win. You kill 5 of them, all tracked, and then you're back. And you don't want to play for that. That's the problem. You want to just be strong from the early game, have the Bounty Hunter go crazy, have the early track, and then go on. Like then it doesn't even really matter if you have the most greediest lineup ever if you just get the track kills.
Yeah, exactly.
But you need to get there. You need to get there. And as Razors, they're just picking tanky heroes now. A Razor is something they can't just walk up to. They need to use the Lina to kill him, because if you get close with the Bounty Hunter and Earthshaker, all your damage is gone and you need to run away. Because even if the one person is the damage drained, he still gets it, and he can punch down everybody around him.
Yep.
And the Bounty Hunter needs to get close. Earthshaker needs to get close.
Yep. That's exactly right. I mean, tanky heroes. The Razor also coming in a little bit more in favor here in 6.85, simply because of that buff to the static link, making it much more reliable that you get something out of it. And yeah, as I said, very tanky. He can also build a mechanism the Shadow Fiend doesn't really want to, or Sanjin Yasha, similar kind of builds, and similar kind of timing window, right? That's what stands out to me for Golden Boys, that they have a very mid-game centric lineup right now that can also transition late, especially with the Dazzle pickup right now. I really love that. It's not only going to augment the mid-game push and team fight, but still allow them to carry that into late game just because of the weave minus armor being so effective if you have the Shadow Fiend and the Razor on your team who do massive amounts of physical damage. And yeah, to come back what you said about Na'Vi, yeah, it's shaping up to be a very momentum-based lineup, right? With the Bounty Hunter, with the Earthshaker. Yeah, exactly. If they don't get off the ground quick, then they will have a really, really hard time, because the Shadow Fiend or the Razor, one of those will have a mechanism. Spirit Breaker will have a couple of levels here and a couple of tanky items under the spells, and then they'll just group up and push.
Yeah, like Na'Vi, they just need to fight here, and the really one is like, what are they going to pick up less? Are they going to go for a little bit of like a safety net? Are they going to pick up a Spectre or something for the late game to still have the potential? Because if they now don't win at 25 minutes or so, they're lost. Like they're not going to come back from that one.
No, they're still looking for that. For a carry. I'm not sure if you go for a Spectre here though, because
no, it's a bad pick. But and if also illusion-based heroes at the moment are not something I would go for. They have more than enough AoE, as well as you can just use a static link on an illusion and you get damage freely.
Yeah.
If you don't want to steal it per se from one of them, if you just want the damage purely, then yeah, go for that. So.
It's a cute little thing that you can do. It's not always gonna be that crazy, but it's a nice little quirk that kind of doesn't really want to make you go for that kind of things. But if you want to pick up a carry now, you'll probably be looking for something survivable that can actually hold up in team fights and against what is not actually a lot of bursts here from Golden Boys. I mean, all you really have is Shadow Fiend with the Razors, and then sort of the Spirit Breaker, sort of the Razor, not always. So,
yeah, they're not full on burst.
Yeah, actually something like a Slug would come to mind here for Na'Vi as the one position. Something that can weave in and out of fights. And, oh wow!
No, it's actually Spectre.
Why? Spectre comes online so damn late, and
like if they actually get, it's just a Spirit Breaker in your offlane right now.
Yeah.
Like, or it's gonna be a roaming Spirit Breaker, then. And then Razor off lane, Shadow Fiend mid, and then pick up another core for the safe lane now, which is then again going greedy against greedy, I would say. Which they could do. They have on paper their lanes are fairly strong. You can just put the Dazzle in mid, help out whoever like the Shadow Fiend or something, and put a Spear Breaker roaming and just get an independent farmer. Maybe the PL is still there. He should be okay against the Earthshaker. So
Yeah.
there's some
Well,
options.
the icon is a hand of Midas, so they go greedy. They're gonna go for
No.
Shadow Demon, so an extra defensive support here.
Oh
But
man, this is nasty. Just the early game combination with support.
oh yeah, Shadow Demon Dazzle actually. That's a combo that I haven't seen in forever, but it is actually quite nice. Just a little
It's just gonna
gotcha
be
down.
aggressive.
Yeah, it
They're gonna go
is.
aggressive.
Is it? Yeah, they can. They
You,
can.
you
Raise is
just grab the raise. You grab the raise. You throw him there. You just give him static link. You static link someone. Then you imprison him. He comes out of the imprisonment. You just have already stolen at level 1 about 30 damage or so, maybe a bit more, which is for level 1 is pretty big. You throw in a shadow wave and yeah, a couple right clicks and they're dead.
That sounds really, really nasty. And up against a Spectre, I mean, we can talk about that here a little bit because I didn't really think they would go for it for a couple of reasons. Because he comes online very, very late, and by the time he comes online, there's a good chance that Natus, Vincere, that Navi, they've actually lost the game already because it goes into the second point. Spectre doesn't really have the biggest laning presence, right? So those you can sort of fight with the Haunt and can kind of get some extra gold that way, but that really relies on the team to be able to pick up the slack. And right now, the only real damage dealer other than him is the Lina. Unless you have an Earthshaker with a lot of farm and levels under his belt, or even a Bounty Hunter early enough.
But to have to guard, there always needs to be one support at least with the Spectre. So that's the problem there.
Yep.
At least it's gonna be an off-lane Earthshaker there.
The battle resumes.
So if Golden Boys, if they can go with that trial lane onto the lane where the Spectre is, which is probably the safe lane here, then I don't really foresee Host having that good of time. But we'll see how the game starts as they already smoke up. So let's be quick with our introductions. Dandy leading the charge here onto Lina. Host, as I said, playing the 4-position Spectre. Soneko on the Bounty Hunter. Panic on that offlane Earthshaker that only leaves PSM, the captain, on the Witch Doctor. And they're now working their way down inside the jungle. The smoke will break. They will find the Shadow Demon perhaps, and the Vision actually blocks him on the wrong side. But Let's Strike a Brave follow-up actually gets maybe next time here out. Because he was kind of blocked in with the tree there, so that was...
Yeah, the
not
Fissure
the-
made it impossible to continue that one.
Yeah, so
They were thinking about it, but it's a little bit too much CIS for them today. They want to take it a bit easy as Golden Boys is now just getting back into Keisha's seen by Soneko, but they will most likely just leave him alone. That's it for Golden Boys on the Radiant side. We have Keisha playing the Shadow Fiend. On top, we have Skylark playing the Spirit Breaker. That leaves S2-4J on the Dazzle.
I just
Shadow
call
Demon
him
is
Scans.
playing maybe next time. Oh, is there an engagement? No, there is not. And we don't only have, of course, Madeira left on the Razor, leveling up Static Link at level 1.
It's a pretty good spell, but doesn't actually look like they want to contest the Spectre with this. Kind of missing out on an opportunity there. At the same time, we also need to have the Razor at a good point. I mean, Kaiser can always catch up. Razor is having much harder time. But yeah, if you're just joining us, my name's DragonDrop. I'm joined by Sanders as my co-caster, and of course LPQ Stats here, responsible for these nice little stat pop-ups that you're going to be seeing throughout the game. So, and this is Navi versus Golden Boys Game 1 in the Dota 2 Champions League. In case you didn't notice. Just making sure. Right, yeah, so far everything as you would expect. Skylark here in the offlane up against Tavos and PSM for the time being. Soneko just trying to be annoying as he can. And Navi actually got a pretty early aggressive Observer Ward out that's actually blocking the camp. I think the cutoff point is actually at that lock there. So they
Yeah, that's
won't
so smart, actually.
It is, yeah.
The thing is, like, it's quite obvious that they placed something there, though. So they might be able to pick up some sentry soon, but again, you already see Soneko already here. Like, if they're gonna get the courier out, they need to get it further on down the road.
Skanks will probably just pick up the battle himself and another one themselves after that. So it's kind of very standard thing that you have to expect if you're playing against a bounty hunter. They'll sit right there where he was and try to snipe the courier.
Like when he forced first time. Oh, on top though, Vo's Skylark is going aggressive and he just needed a couple more bashes there. Reworked. Now it's too bad.
Oh well, but yeah, that just goes to show how much Spectre really does in lane, which is to say not a lot. PSM, there's only so much a Witch Doctor can do as well. He can try and fight up against Skylark, but he has 5 armor and a lot of health points. So even though we have quite a decent attack damage, not really doing too much through that armor as well as the stout shield. So Skylark can just play very aggressively up here, but now he's getting roamed around, and Suneko picked himself up a haste rune. But that's Skylark. Might be able to charge away, waiting at the cask, and there it is, but the Maledict, is it actually going to be enough damage? That's my question.
63. No, he used the
he's still going though, he still has the haste rune. A couple of right clicks will do it here. And there it is, tries to get the bash to keep himself alive, and Suneko actually claims it. For Navi with that lucky haste rune making it work.
Yeah, that was really good. He actually cancelled the charge there. He should have maybe gone a little bit further with it. But he has to stop before he reaches anywhere near the vicinity of mid. Because Dandy is just gonna walk up to him and just throw out a random Dragon Slave and get the kill then.
Yeah, maybe he's hoping to get him to the high ground or something.
Yeah, most likely just get away there, but it was stopped a bit too early there. That said, even if he got away, like Suneko still had a haze room for some time, so it would have been hard to get away anyhow.
Well, what's done is done. Castle's curse, just as I say that Skylark can play aggressive, he does die, so I'm sorry about that, Skylark. But yeah, at the same time, Madara doing reasonably well here, actually being outlasted by the Spectre in the safe lane.
Well, with this last D-Ward here coming up, there is no more vision for Golden Boys. Little bit of a deny coming out, don't want to give the 50 gold to Suneko, don't give him an easy life. As now there's absolutely no vision anymore for Golden Boys. Oh, they actually were able to purchase another one. Place it here at mid straight away for the rune.
They haven't actually de-warded that observer ward blocking the hard camp, and that's actually super annoying. I mean, we always harp on
He does
about
have 2
it.
Sentries.
He does?
Like he's gonna try it from the high ground most likely. Like he's gonna place one down here so he can get it, but it's not gonna reach if he does that.
Yeah, that's a rather common ward spot, but it doesn't actually. Oh, Skylark top lane, hello. He didn't elect to charge at all at this point.
They're looking for some aggression here. Danny goes in with the invis in mid and completely blows up the Dazzle here.
Oh wow! Action all over the map all of a sudden here. Navi looks like they've shown up for this game, and they're making this rather old school draft work here. Apart from the Spectre, maybe that's a very 6.84 picks, but that doesn't mean that it's not viable. And Skylark actually charging in, and now Suneko once again being super annoying as he finds out how much is waiting for him here. 4 heroes actually in the middle lane right now.
Yeah, this is gonna kill out Skeezer so many levels with all the support and people around here. He's only level 4, almost level 5. And then he's already level 6, meaning that he can't return to lane right now. At least not without a Dazzle with the Shadow Grave behind him. Who is not even level 2.
Oh wow, that is so sad actually.
Yeah, that's not how it's good.
Well, he almost is, so...
It's like one creep. If Danny strikes now, I'm not completely sure if he actually knows that he can do that. Then he might actually be able to completely catch him off guard here, but that would be a really big play to make.
Still very dangerous. I mean, if you get
Okay,
hit by a couple
time is
of
over.
hits.
He's level 2.
Oh well. Yeah, Kaiser still level 5. At the same time, Dandy is almost level 7 here, so Kaiser's being heavily out-leveled by this Lina. Of course, it's not the best matchup for a Shadow Fiend in mid, just because it's really hard to actually land your razors, because Lina has a very high attack range and also a decent nuke in the Dragon Slave to harass back. So it's not really that surprising, but normally you have a lot of stacks on the jungle to get you back up, but this instance, all he had was a double stack, as Suneko once again posing aggressively. All he had was a double stack, part of those were golems, which is not ideal, especially if you only have level 2 razors. But now there's a finisher here, Dandy with a Laguna Blade. Hell, that didn't take long at all. And
and the best thing is, Vos gets the kill. That's just what you want. Like, it's okay to get it on Dandy or Vos, that always makes your day. Dazzle was not nearby, and even then, level 1 Shallow Grave is not that far.
Swift execution and that. Navi play. Oh, even taking the stack now, at least trying to. That's going to be so annoying here. Then Navi are playing the game like they have to play it right now. Put on
They
pressure
just
on
show
Shadow
early
Fiend.
aggression
Yeah.
and indeed just pressure all the time.
Scout out more stacks here, and Denny still has a pretty healthy mana pool on the full bottle, so he'll first get rid of the Observer Ward. Nice little catch there as well, and maybe next time has to be careful not to actually get caught out. There's no Laguna Blade. That's a puny support Shadow Demon. If he tries to disrupt defensively, it's only going to be an easy setup for a Light Strike Array.
Yeah, and Danny again is just gonna keep on stealing stacks here. Like, they can just give the mid now back to the Sunico. He can take some levels, gets level 4, maybe 5, and then he's just stealing stacks all the time. This is being so well played here right now, just abusing the fact that you know that they're gonna build stacks.
Yeah. Golden Boy should have known that this is happening. Actually, there's a charge on the Snake on mid, but he's behind the tier 1 tower, so that 2-man rotation into the mid lane to try and help out Kaiser didn't actually achieve all that often. I mean, maybe that teleport from PSM, we could consider that sort of a victory. At the same time, what did you really do up top? Those being left alone here.
Yeah, and even then, the supports from Navi are just so many. They just have more levels at the moment, so even if they have to do something like that, it doesn't matter that much. Dandy is also already level 8, so he's not starved for levels either.
Well, game is hard. That's for sure. The only one that's doing really well is Madara here on the raid. So he's had pretty much free farm down here in the bottom. He's only got treads and the Aquila finish here with that Wave Band and Stash. Plus the Magic Wand, so a couple of nice little stat items. What do you think he's actually going to go for next? Do you think he's going to go for drums? Or straight into some sort of effective item like Sanjin Yasha? Or even
as the game has gone, he should have been the one to pick up a mecha. You see a lot of early aggression coming out. And you know that the Lina is doing well. Like, so that means that there's going to be a fairly early Yule Scepter up on Dandy. So you need to do something against it. You need to have some hero with some extra heals instead of just the Dazzle. And with him going for the Aquila build and the Magic Wand, meaning that he's going to get like... If he goes for it now, it will take some more time. To get it like 15-16 minutes before the mecha is done. At the earliest.
It's a smoke rotation and they actually find Kaiser. That's gonna be a big kill if they can get it. That's melting top of him, Laguna Blade. Easy pickings. And everything Navi do, it's working out for them here. Now, Haunt down to the bottom lane actually to escape the gank up top, it looks like. Straight into maybe next time. But Havost has the help here from Funnick and he actually drops the Acro Slam already level 7 here. Of course, 9.5 minutes into the game, that's what you would expect from an offlaner. And yeah,
this Dazzle just needs to buddy up with the Shadow Fiend from now on.
Yeah, Shellgrave could have turned that around and Shadow Fiend could have gotten the right clicks out, a couple of raises. Get a couple of counter kills here, but it stands. This gang's not there at the right time. That's what you, as you said, that's what you require from a Dazzle, right? That's what you're picking for.
At this moment, like, there's just one person that you need to make sure he stays alive, and that's Keys. And Madeira, he should be okay. It's the Razor, he's fairly tanky at the moment. And he's not even being pressured at all. They don't even care about Madeira. Like, he's gonna fall off anyway, so if they can just keep the others little or small in that sense, and they're just okay with that.
Razor's not the kind of hero that can just 1v5 the entire game. He needs to have space, he needs to have... I think he needs to have a lot of gold extra, which he doesn't have right now. I mean, Dandy is about 1,000 gold ahead of him.
Yeah, he needs gold to get strength items or at least tanky items, just so that you can't kill him and you can just steal all your damage. And with the build Spectre has gone for at the moment with all these early items, Aquila, PMS, Urn of Shadow, Strats, he's just tanky and he's ready to at least engage in some of the early game fights until like 20 minutes. After 20 minutes he needs at least like 5 to 6 minutes to just farm up at least another core item. But until then he's just ready to fight.
Yep. Especially if he keeps getting these kind of pickoffs here across the map, or gets the escapes out with your Haunt that he did before. Yeah,
that's probably the biggest one.
Yeah, that was pretty damn good. And now Dandy, he's got the taste of the stacks, man. After taking the one on the Dire side, now taking them, after taking the one on the Radiant side. That's what I want to say. Now finally
Yeah.
getting the one on his own side of the map as well, so he's getting extremely fat. Has the Yule Scepter up and running. Another 1,000 gold in the bank, give or take. And what is that creep doing up there? What the what?
Maybe I think he got pushed up there by the by either a Vincere, which seems fairly unlikely. So it's most likely going to be a Skylark who just charged through there.
Yeah, probably. Quite odd indeed, but he finds him and relieves him from his pain and shame of being stuck on top of the cliff, so...
Soon the aggression is going to come out from Navi. So Nico almost got level 6. He will get it with his last 2 creeps. Then he has a Yules. DD is going to end now though. Has been able to fight any kills with it.
So Nico, there's a charge on top of him. Can I actually get this pick off? There's the ultimate from Skylark, and a couple of raises on Kaiser will finish off the kill, so... That's actually the first kill for Golden Boys on the board, and it's sorely needed here. Spirit Breaker needed to start making something happen. I was actually just about to bring that up, of course. No one's gonna believe me believe me now. But that Spirit Breaker, you also pick him to charge around to actually make kills happen. Maybe they can get another one here. Dandy is surrounded. There's the combination. Static Link going and Shadow Wave, everything in the book.
He just almost killed off maybe next time though. He got close. That level 2 Laguna Blade is just so devastating for her. Like, the Shadow Demon can stand up against that.
It looks like Sanjin ability for Modara, so still mid-game oriented, even though it's a little bit harder here considering the state of the rest of his team. That being said though, Kaiser is right up there with him in terms of net worth now.
Nico got out.
Back and Nico, whoa. Where's the vision though? There's the dust here and they finally get it up. And a fissure, whoa! Nicely done there from Funnick, but
Madara says no.
mattering is Madara. It comes in at the right time with the plasma field, so lose that another one.
Yeah, he was just walking underneath the sentry over there and he just got caught out.
Oh yeah, right, there's a sentry. There's a lot of sentries actually here in the jungle.
Yeah, S2 actually was walking around with absolutely nothing until like the 6-minute mark and then finally got a pair of boots out of the career. And even now it's just a pair of boots and a stick in the stash.
Yeah, and 3 sentries. This is the inhibitor now. But yeah, they're gonna get to tier 1 off of that now. Yeah. Oh, Dandy, what are you doing? You're all alone here. Is he going to fight? At least throw out the Light Strike Array, try to bait them in. Into nothing here, doesn't have any help. So just being cheeky, it looks like. Okay. Oh, double damage.
There's not a lot of mana on Earthshake. He needs to use Soul Ring if Skylark wants to go for this. He's not. Well, he might see some aggression there, but yeah, the mechanism is actually going to be pursued by Kaiser here.
Yep.
So it means that they're going to put Madara in the position, in the real core position, that they want him to get farmed. Which I find a little bit weird. I would really prefer to get Shadow Fiend back. Have Madara be like the secondary to that.
Yeah, you'd rather have it the other way around. Just have Madara with the utility, because Shadow Fiend is much more stronger and gets much stronger in terms of right click just naturally, whereas Razor, he needs to have a good static link in fight to actually hit hard.
Yeah, he needs it. If he doesn't get a good static link off, like, he doesn't do really any damage.
Yeah.
Even now you can already see Kaiser deals 180-ish damage. Near that, a little bit less though. Madara deals not even 100.
They kind of smoke up, but Skanks, his instance was already broken here by PSM actually hiding up in the trees, so a little bit annoying, but they will should still be able to make it work if they can only find someone. But Navi playing very defensively right now. Probably figured out that Kaiser was going for the mechanism and that Golden Boys were going for that kind of playstyle still here. Just finish up the mechanism, then start grouping up, taking towers. And Navi not really feeling comfortable fighting into that right now. For some more items here. Blink Dagger on Earthshake is still quite a ways away, unfortunately, but Lina also working on the Aghanim Scepter.
And Havos is just getting ready to purchase a Radiance. He still needs, of course, a lot more money, but he's starting to get there. 2.2k up on him, so he's just going to get a fairly nicely timed one. As long as he just doesn't die, then he should be okay.
Yep. His kill score also quite nice. 1 kill of his own, 3 assists here throughout the entire match. Didn't die, so that's, if you add up those numbers, that makes for a good Radiance timing.
And you can also just see how Navi plays around it. They know that they want to go for the Radiance on Havos. They know that they just need to buy time, so they're just rotating all around the map, making Golden Boys just run around and force them to group up as 5, as they just can just farm all around the map while doing so.
Also, Nako gets caught out with the dust. He's walked past the sentry ward. Nice little game since there from Golden Boys.
But still, it's kind of like the space creation for now. This is what they're trying to do. At least just they're gonna give up some things. Like you're gonna know it if you're gonna go greedy like this. You're gonna give up some. Like that Nico dies. That's just sad. Like that you're gonna lose the tower there. That was inevitable.
And at the end of the day, it's just a Nako on the bounty hunter. He already has his level 6. So this particular phase in the game, it's not actually all that bad to lose him as opposed to someone else.
Pro Aghanim. Is he gonna go ahead? Aghanim? What?
Is he? That is an old school build if I've ever seen. No, he's going Sanji Yasha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aghanim.
It's Sanji. I was gonna. What? Aghanim Scepter? No.
I was only thinking
Something is right. But yeah, that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, really good timing just to the fact that there's just plenty of free farm that Madara had. But Sanji Yasha, just doesn't feel like the high impact item that he needs right now for his team.
It does make him a bit more speed and all those kind of things, just the stats all around. They're setting up for Dandy here. But this can easily be countered by just the click of an hand. They can at least get a kill on maybe next time.
Go now.
As
then he
he's
decides to
gonna go
fight,
for
actually
Madara.
blows
He's
up
gonna
Madara here! But he's being saved by the disruption here for the time being. Now the charge comes in hard as well. Madara still very low. Havos looking for it, and he will get the last right click, and maybe next time he will survive. As he dies now, then he will still fall to Skylark, but that's a twofer here. The Spectre part of that gets one of those kills, one of those assists, so yeah, you called it, man. You called it. Just Spectre pressing R turns it around, makes a really good trade out of it, puts Spectre into Radiant's territory, already has the relic off of that engagement.
Yeah, this was... they can't gank with 2, that's just not something you can do. You always have to gank with at least 3. The turn of getting at least 2 or 3 heroes there is too big. Having a bounty hunter invis or having a Vost honed again. You just need to commit more to doing a gank, especially on Alina as well, who can just stall with the use or just blow up one before you can even kill her, if you don't have enough control.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The question is, when does Navi actually start a fight them? Oh, what, the courier? No!
Radiant's courier has been slain.
No, donkey!
Poor little courier. Dire's middle
And the what
tower is
Vincere,
under
Kaiser has a double damage on him, but doesn't actually have a way of catching up.
Oh,
Oh man, that is super annoying. And now there's a blink dagger on the Earthshaker. Freshly completed.
This is gonna be hard now.
I think they might be waiting for the completed Aghanim Scepter. Actually, oh, look at Lena's stash though. The Bloodstone recipe. So not going for the axe at all.
This is really... this is really 6.84 here from him.
Dire's middle tower is under
Going for the Bloodstone and then
Well,
use both items been nerfed. It's ballsy.
Then again, even 6.84, you'd go Yules maybe, and then straight into the axe. Because it's just so good. It's still super good. I mean, it's pure damage up against someone like a Shadow Fiend who is working on his BKB ostensibly right now. Hey, he picks up the recipe now. So you want that at some point, but going back for the Bloodstone?
I
don't
don't
know.
really agree with it either. I would indeed prefer to get an Aghanim as well. You're not snowballing that hard that you're gonna get a lot of charges out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You're just setting the game right now for Evo, so maybe he's setting up for when they're gonna go and fight a lot, that he gets a bunch of them then. But serving an Aghanim then, we'll just do a lot more, and there are no BKBs yet. Like, that's there.
Oh,
but
Echo
there's
Slam
the
here
Echo
comes
Slam.
in, but Aura being saved for disruption. There's the Death One coming out on back. Charge will disrupt that though from Skylar coming in. But Aura still alive here, looking to do quite a lot of damage with the ultimate going in. But the cast bounces between them and makes it a little bit harder. But Aura will find him falls on one last wipe from Snako. The tower goes down. Savos is cleaning up in the back here. Kaiser tries to let his ultimate go, but it's only mini ult. And now that's actually a 5-man wipe at the end of it all. Navi take it 5-1 somehow.
And that is even before the Radiance got delivered.
Oh my god, that's just a culmination of the way this game has been going in terms of In terms of momentum, not even that worth. I mean, it's climbing steadily in favor of Golden Boys actually for quite a while, but
Radiant's middle tower
it's just
is taking a
Na'Vi with their items, right? Earthshaker
Yeah.
showing off the Blink Dagger for I think the first time, coming in with the Echo Slam, and then yeah, Vos just cleaning up from behind with I would assume a lot of Desolate damage as well.
Yeah, he just went for the Dazzle, who was all alone on the back, who already used his Shallow Grab really early on Kaiser. Like, Kaiser was still 80-90% HP, and he just threw it on him because he was expecting a Laguna there. But the Laguna didn't come.
Gonna go on the Vos
So it
again.
was
He
just-
turns around
yeah.
though, does a lot of damage here. The Shadow Demon Radiance is still going, and the teleport will get interrupted by the disruption, and now Vos will die. That's a really good pickup here. 756 gold going his way. Meanwhile, mid, what's going on here? There's a Shell Grave from Kaiser rather early, but it will keep Na'Vi away. They're still hanging around the lane though. PSM and Dandy, they're looking for it. They do get some vision for the depth ward. It's only level 1, but Golden Boys didn't really want to continue to engage there. Is that Lina in the back?
tower is under attack.
And yeah, we're talking about Bloodstone charges up to 12 now, so
Yeah, like that was what I was saying. Like, unless if they're gonna take a big fight, only then. But even now, I think like yeah, you can just go back now anyway for negatives. It doesn't matter that much.
yeah.
It does help you, of course, with farming. You get the high regeneration and those kind of good stuff. If you're gonna get another killing spree, you can deny yourself for the first gank as well, as they don't have the biggest lockdown. At least nothing that you can press your Bloodstone between. So
It still feels like a suboptimal item pickup here for Lina, because you have such a high mana pool to begin with the kind of items that you build, that you don't necessarily run out, so you don't really need the regen. So what do you have then? You have the deny utility, you have the heal utility, but it's the respawn, I guess, could be very valuable later down the line, but
you don't
It's
have to
like-
pick it up first.
yeah.
As they're looking for a Voser on bot. They're setting up. They smoked. They CS2 now. But
Phonic has another Echo Slam though. He's sitting in tree
They
land,
found
but he does get scouted out.
he can blink out in time. Yeah. So now they're all back to a stalemate here. Our Golden Boys are actually gonna go for this.
I'm not quite sure if that's the best idea. Phonic gets a good Echo Slam off again, then might see a repeat of that last fight, and this time they do have the Radiance, so a lot of damage over time, especially for the supports to deal with.
Dire's bottom
Also the
tower
mischance here for
is
both
under
Madara and Kaiser. They don't have their BKBs completed yet. As teleport's coming in, Phonic is looking for it. There's the Haunt to initiate the fight, to scout wherever it is, and goes back straight onto Dazzle, so he can't help anyone. Madara caught with destruction once again, but Phonic will fall. Havos still going strong, but now Madara stealing a lot of his damage actually in. Now Kaiser's still alive, he's tracked up, and the bounce will keep him, bring him down. But the Staff ultimate will be enough to finish off Havos. Madara not quite dead yet. Dendy caught by Skylark here in the back. So Neko will have to keep his team inside this game, as he's the last man standing for Na'Vi. Skylark, same for him when it comes to Golden Boys. That was a slaughter here for both sides this time.
Yeah, they were a little bit scattered all around. The big thing here is that there was the BKB on the Shadow Fiend who just made him survive through so much of it. As well as forcing to Dandy onto another target, and he chose actually very poorly this case. He went for the Shadow Demon, and the Shadow Demon was just running away all the time, so he was actually following all the way down deep into the side woods.
Oh wow.
And instead of just turning around, throwing down his Laguna on top of the Razor, and then the whole follow-up afterwards of him dying, and those kind of things wouldn't have happened, and they were most likely still able to pick up the Shadow Demon. And even if not, it's just the Shadow Demon that might escapes.
Yeah.
So, but I think he thought his team would be able to clean him up. So
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It looked like they had the right idea initially though, with Phonic making the beeline for Dazzle in the back. Just
yeah,
making
that
sure
was perfect.
Yeah.
Just get it out. But by doing that, you leave Keizer to just stay in the front. He sees someone blinking into the back and pops his BKB.
Yes, that freshly completed. Oh, actually no. Did he have that in that fight?
Keizer? Yeah, he did.
Oh wow.
It's level 9. 9 seconds.
Thought I checked his inventory, didn't see it. Maybe it's just my old age showing itself there, but
They actually have multiple. They also have a BKB on Skylark now. That's a new one. They're smoked. Ooh, they're ready.
we got mass BKB, and then speaking of BKBs, Madara finishes his own off now as well. This is the point where, okay, Phonic does get caught. Skylark here Has a
Yeah,
little
they're
bit
gonna
of
have to
arena,
leave him
has the
behind.
rest of his... Oh, fun, he's still alive, but it was in range for the nether strike, so that'll be a free pickup, and he's still going. He's tracked up, so they know where he is, but doesn't seem to bother him in the slightest, and he's still charging up. That will reveal the fact that there's a war up here, but PSM is gonna have other things on his mind right now. That's a little bit too close for comfort here to the base.
Yeah, that was a little bit funny that there was such a... that the Skylark just was so on time with BKB. It does mean that he trades his life for a 10-second BKB, which isn't actually that bad. 9 seconds, okay, it's still more than enough, but if you can whittle it down like that, it means that eventually somewhere it's gonna be low, and then now we can go again, at least for the Earthshaker. Because Lina needs to get his her X fairly soon, and Danny is actually fairly farming fairly well. Just 3k off of it, so.
Alright, same location. Not quite the same story as Navi this time around. Decide to let it go. Trying to trade for the tier 1 mid. It's Danny is trying to bring it down, but the Glyph will deny that. That's a Haunt coming in as they try to catch the retreating heroes, and they will find at least a Shadow Day, and actually those goes for bigger targets here, as that is a certain kill anyway. Oh, Fnatic misses the blink here to the other high ground. That'll be that. But Dandy, hello. He finds him, but the BKB comes out, and now they have to turn around. Madara gets static link off, but is scared off by her Vost. There's some help from Skylark and Kaiser in the back. If Navi chases too far, they might find themselves on the wrong end of the stick, but there's no BKB on Madara, so...
They still have all the ultimates. They just miss Hunt. They can fight.
Yeah. Exactly. You have no shaker with a Blink 4-star by an Echo Slam. It's almost always the control that you need, especially if Madara sticks around these creeps like that.
You're 5 versus 4 as well. So... the defensive supports from the side of Golden Boys are now going to start falling off with the Radiance, and just having the Spectre that jumps to the back lines, as well as just having that timer that's really started for Golden Boys. The longer they wait, the bigger her foes gets, and the bigger her foes gets, the least chance they have of winning. They are pretty much all Exit 1 basket already right now. They need to win one fight and just get a lane of Rex off of it.
Yep. And so far they're a little bit behind schedule, but still on the right track, it feels like, because they have taken all the tier 2 towers. Navi, nowhere close there. I mean, they've barely been able to take down the tier 1s, right?
Yeah. So they don't care that much about the map control. They don't need to go aggressive, as I said. They just have the Spectre. As long as you have somebody roaming like Sneaker around that can look ahead, see if somebody tries to go for him, then it's already more than fine. And they're still farming effectively on their side of the map. And just having all the towers out just means that you're going to get some more money later on. As, oh no, that's in that Earthshaker. He got caught out. Static linked up and got in the end killed off. It's with so much damage from the Shadow Wave there. As now, full on aggression on an illusion. That was aggressive. They thought it was a real one because they popped the Laguna plus that word for it.
Well, you gotta have some way to release some stress, right? I mean,
that's true.
So why not illusions, right? But yeah, it's Laguna Blade level 3 now. It's not the longest cooldown, only 50 seconds, I believe. Yeah. And he's also gonna have his Aghanim Scepter in about 800 gold, so that will be a nice little upgrade, especially useful up against all these BKBs. Problem is there's still 3 of those, so you will still have to pick your targets, and it's gonna be a little bit harder with the Ages of the Immortal now on Kaiser as well. So Golden Boys, they're taking objectives. Take a look at the graphs and see Navi ahead by about 3,000 gold and still 6,000 experience, dipping upwards though. Favor Golden Boys of the recent events, but just in terms of map control and objectives, GB is ahead, and it's going to come down to whether they can actually break high ground with this Aegis or not. Because if they can't now, then by the time the next Aegis hits, by the time the next Roshan respawns, Vost might actually be too hard to deal with. He finishes matter now.
Yeah, that's just annoying, all those illusions here, but this is the good thing about having a Shadow Demon. You just make illusions for yourself out of it and use them. One of the fun things to see.
Yeah, they don't last all that long, but still, it can create some confusion. It can give that little bit of an edge, just a mischance of nothing else.
Also, if Funny gets close, then his Blink Dagger is going to be, of course, stopped. He still has, of course, a 4-staff to get around, so you have the potential to block certain things with it.
Madara being tracked up here, just a little bit of a skirmish. He's gonna steal some damage from the illusion at the very least. So.
You know, with 91 damage on him, you kind of don't want to fight. He is fairly low though. Maybe if Lina is around, but Lina's on bot.
Oh, the courier dies again. Snakeo found him there. Skylark had the charge on top of him. In Madara.
That was aggressive from Madara.
Oh wow, down bottom here, Skanks. Shallow Grave here, lifted up by Danny into the air, so he will also fall.
Well, meantime, on middle, Sonico is gonna die to the Purge, and they're looking for more. Havos is the one that fights somebody, but now he needs to start getting out as well. Kieser as well. They're kind of all over the maps. Skylark has been able to get at least a game back here from the Dazzle.
It's just a second behind every single kill here, and this is the instance of series of events. But now, all of a sudden, it's Navi actually trying to break high ground. Kaiser is here in the front line, has Mel taking top of him. So let's be careful about taking too much burst damage. Skylark charging in here onto PSM, gets a stun on 2. Gets hit by Light Strike Array though. PSM barely alive. He tries to tell, but that's not gonna work.
In the end, you do buy the retreat for your.
They want to re-engage it. They have another Laguna Blade. Kaiser's actually dead right now. If they can, yeah, they can find the real one. That's only the Aegis though, so that'll be enough for Navi. Skylark goes aggressive, was called lifted up into the air, cancelled by the Dual Scepter. There's a Purge onto Havos. They want him. They want something more out of this fight, out of this Aegis if they can, but I'm not sure they are able to.
Well, they do find Havos now. But he has an invisibility rune. He is, however, still underneath a ward.
Oh, the bashes are real as well. He gets quite lucky there. And in the backlines, hello, Shadow Demon. There was someone there a second ago. Not anymore. Then he used that Laguna Blade to pick him off. Phonic force of the cross. And we'll have another Blink Dagger across the Roshan pit. A lot of action happening all of a sudden. And the charges are not stopping. So Neko still around under his own sentry ward this time around. But still.
Yeah, that was not a smart play from Sonico. Trying to put the track onto the Razor when you're still so close. Yeah. So the current just made him so slow that he's standing there like, yeah. He's just thinking about the mistake that he there just made. Like, there's no... Even if you get the track off, it doesn't make the big difference. And paying with it for your life is not worth it in this case. Yeah, as well, I want to point out with 910 HP, because of the new patch, Dez was able to live through the Laguna Blade. Very important to know.
It is. It used
to
be 950 pure damage. Yeah.
Very important. So it means that he's not an instant kill. They need to waste 2 spells for him. Which is of course more than worth it.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, oh man, Lina, it's not viable anymore now.
Such a bad hero.
It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, and Lina's so useless now. Can't even one-shot supports.
You need to tender up a little bit. You know, put some flames on them before you just throw the lightning in.
So, what do you actually think about Navi's decision to go that aggressive into the high ground, though? I mean, that's where it all started.
They don't need to do it, especially since they just got a couple of pickoffs and they just wanted to press their advantages a bit. And it doesn't make the big difference because, you know, you still have the Spectre. Like, it always comes back to the biggest late game hero when you're looking at 35 minutes and no high ground has been breached. And none of the teams are that aggressive at the moment. There are 40 kills in 35 minutes. It's more than a kill a minute, but it doesn't really feel that aggressive. It just comes down to those couple skirmishes every 4 minutes that happen. Yep. And you just need to win that one skirmish. And Navi just thought they had their skirmish over there.
Teleport comes in from Danny, going very aggressive now. There's actually a Fisher. Phonic has an Echo Slam on 3. Kaiser pops the BKB. Skank's already down thanks to Avos here. Doesn't get a Shell Grave on time. Same for Shadow Demon. Can't really contribute too much. Danny though being run down by Kaiser. At least they try to. He's tracked up. Skylark pops his own BKB. As Madara finally joins the fight, they do get the lockdown onto only Suneko. As now the BKB is running out. Apart from Madara, he still has his own Avos though. Kind of isolated from the rest of his team. He has to go
and
off the map a little bit and teleport out, and they will be able to do so. So 2-for-1 trade. Only supports, and Dandy, he's smoked up. He finds himself a double damage rune. So.
Oh, this is really smart for him to do this. He knows this lane's gonna push in. There's gonna be someone to defend it, and it being Kaiser. If he dies here, there's gonna be a whole lot of trouble.
Doesn't quite have Laguna Blade yet, but he will in a couple of seconds here. Might not even need it with a DD rune. Fire Soul doing quite some
I
work.
will
There it
use
is!
it.
Laguna
If you
Blade,
can-
use it! I can't get in range! Skylark here comes in as well to try and bring him down. Now Danny is the one taking a lot of damage. He still gets the Shadow Fiend as he turns around, and PSM with the Death Ward from behind, but he's all alone. Red will get interrupted, and that should be another kill. Going the way of the Golden Boys once again. Navi overextending a slight little bit. And that Laguna Blade range?
Yeah,
Not
they were
quite
reduced
there.
from 2 patches ago.
Yeah, it was quite a while ago where you used to be able to make that kind of make that work, right?
Yeah, but that was ridiculous at the time.
Oh
That was, I
man.
believe, 6.83 at my, straight up my head. I think
Yeah.
they still had it, and into 6.84 they changed it.
Ah, I mean Navi, they're just taking what they've been given and they're throwing it right back. And now the game, yes, they still have a 7,500 gold advantage, as well as a 4,000 experience advantage. A lot of that is on Denny though, so if he goes down, that means
It seems a pretty even
gold
spread.
wandering up.
Vos has a lot. It's pretty much the two of them.
Yeah.
And then everybody else.
Same time, who else really needs any sort of money? I mean, Bounty Hunter, yes, of lads, we saw.
Well,
start
maybe
on
next
that-
time
on
needs
that.
some more money. He's not gonna get it though because he's just gonna die here. And Sunico is gonna get some more money out of that.
There's a charge coming in though. Not quite sure that's the best idea, but Skylark and Madara.
Like they're just the two of them here. I think that they notice now like we can do that. They do see of course Dandy, but Dandy has BOTs, so he can just go to the creep wave. So essentially you're always fighting 5 versus 4.
All right. So
This would be a good timing to jump on Madeira. Though he has a lot of damage, he's also already down half HP. They don't see him. That's one problem.
Alright, just assuming that we'll have a little bit of peace and quiet right now. Let's actually take a quick look at the items, as there have been a couple of coming out. Kaiser here, starting with him. He has recently finished up the Scardy, so tanks him up quite nicely, helps him kite. Not a bad item in Shadow Fiend at all. Spirit Breaker, what does he have? He has a Vlad of his own after the BKB, so very cost-effective item at this point in the game, absolutely.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Madara, not going for the Aghanim Scepter just yet, instead just going for the Assault Cuirass, so more teamfight prowess instead of just pushing power. And yeah, it's also makes sense because if you can win the teamfight, then you will have no problems pushing tower just through brute force. This gang's still very, very poor. Same for the Shadow Demon. Oh, they're gonna smoke up now. Looking into their own jungle, but Funnick is up here on the high ground. They will reveal the smoke, and there's the Death Ward here. There's the chain stun. Halvos comes in with the stun. Really early Shadow Grave. BKB comes out. Funnick will actually die, and so is BSM. Not enough help at the right time. Skanks might still die to the burn, but no, Halvos is forced to, to go into the trees and teleport out. But they see him here. They get him outside of the teleport. Now he will fall again. Oh my god, that looked like a decent sort of pickup potential, a decent sort of chance for a pickup, but something went rather wrong there. The chain stun wasn't quite there from the Earthshaker, and the Death Ward it's an Aghanim Scepter level 2 Death Ward, but just didn't have enough time to channel it.
Even the time it was channeled, it felt really, really underwhelming. There's just an AC on the race that did a lot of work there as well. And now this is like the one moment that they're looking for Golden Boys. The one moment that they are able to kill off multiple heroes and just go straight up into high ground.
There's no buyback on those as well, so they're gonna have to hold with only Funnick. The tower will fall no matter what, but maybe they can hold on to the racks. Yeah, also have to remember there's no Echo Slab available, which would be very handy right about now, but it looks like they'll just let these racks go. Oh, what's happening in the back here? Suneko being gone on by Skylark. Helps the BKB just to ensure his retreat. They'll hold on to the range tracks. Panic, no, they see you, man. They see you. They have a gem at this point. That's on the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, kind of weird choice to go back for Shadow Blade when you have a Bounty Hunter and you know they have a gem. It's
really odd choice indeed. I mean, still gives him more mobility just because you walk pretty damn fast on that, but this yeah.
He's just, I think he just wants us to get a Silver Edge. Like, you get the bashes away out of the Spear Breaker. You get the minus armor gun from the Shadow Fiend and the unstable current from the Razor.
Yep.
That's the end goal of it.
Skanks might get caught out. He gets the Weave off. Vos comes in. They're actually gonna go for Skylark first down here in the bottom. Skang's still alive on the cover of the Glimmer Cape. There's no way for him to actually get out, so we'll just try to take as much time as possible. But there will be 2 more or less free pickups here for Na'Vi Trackers to boot. So they're keeping themselves in the game, but it feels like they could have won already if they didn't have these kind of bad team fights in between.
Yeah, those just those small over aggressions are making it a little bit harder for them. But in the end, as long as they have enough, they will do.
Works in pubs, yeah. 84 times. Also Shadowblade picked up from matches. Actually quite a decent win rate, but
What is actually the win rate with Silver Edge on Earthshaker? Like if Shadowblade has 74, how much does Silver Edge has?
don't think this is another Shadowblade this time on Skylark. What is this game? 40-minute Shadowblades.
It's all they
timing,
just want
right?
Silver Edges. They want to break the passive abilities, who
Yeah.
become just so much bigger in the late game. Even just getting Fury Soul away from Dandy is so big that just lose so much of the physical
yeah.
damage coming out of him. For Funnick, if you get the after shotgun, well, bye damage. 3-0. Yeah, 100%.
Yay. So they figured it out, man. That's the way to go. Just pick Earthshaker, build a Silver Edge, you won. Or just spoil the stat. One of those.
Let's see if the stats are correct on the Silver Edge. If he gets it, that is. He's getting close, just 1k off. So.
But yeah, Na'Vi had, with those 2 pickups that they had earlier, they were able to secure themselves a Roshan. Quite easily as well. GB, of course, not in any position to fight this, and that'll make any sort of aggressive attempt that Na'Vi want to do actually a lot easier. Question is, do you actually agree with that, putting it on Hevos? I mean, do you really want him to be the front line at this point, or do you still want him to split push some other lane, put on pressure with the rest of your heroes with the Aegis, and then
Oh, you
come
just
in
want
at the
Hevos to
right
run
time?
in. Go crazy, die, pop Hunt, and then go crazy again.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Like, you can give it to Lina, but if she pops, if Danny is able to just pop the skills and the side as well, then after that she dies well.
Phonic. Forces out to BKB at least, but they still see him there thanks to the weave, and he might actually die here. Gets the... does get bailed out by Dandy a little bit, and now the turnaround comes. Kaiser, he's a sheep, but he's also disrupted, so the Death Ward not really doing too much with the Shadow Grave on top of him as well. At the same time, Dazzle though dies in the backlines as Vos cleans house. Skylark here, charging back and forth as Madara pops his BKB, trying to clean up a couple of Na'Vi heroes. Dandy already dead, and now draining some damage from Hevos. But then having to retreat here, out of health points, out of mana. Hevos is actually looking for him. He's super fast, thanks to the special attacker, and Skylark has to pop the charge to actually keep him away from his carry, but he will fall in turn, making a 4-for-2 trade in favor of Na'Vi actually, and that's Spectre effect, right? You come in, you have a Butterfly, you have a Radiance, just 2,000 health points and 25 armor. It's actually really hard to deal with him if you already have used a lot of your stuff on someone else.
Well, that was a waste static link there. Yeah, it's so hard to deal with it right now. Madara even still tries to go in, maybe pop the Aegis here. He will get it. So at least that is gone for now. But still, they get 4 kills for it, some damage on the tier 3 here, as well as a tier 2 tower. So they just get a lot of gold out of it. That's actually for everybody here who are wondering. I'm gonna go a little bit off topic here. The invites for the Frankfurt Major. I have them here next to me.
Oh yeah, do let me know.
It's Evil Geniuses so far. The first invite and the second invite is C-Deck Gaming.
Alright,
And the next one will be reviewed in 5 minutes. So
both of those, of course, TFR finalists. There's no big surprise that
Yeah.
they are invited to the next major.
what do you think? ESL 1 winner Vega Squadron going to be invited, or just
Maybe.
have to go to the qualifier again?
Wouldn't hate it. I mean, Vegas Squadron has played some amazing games in ESL 1. So
I'll take that.
I don't know if there's actually the problem is there's still so many other good European teams that would deserve it. Virtus Pro still comes to mind. You know,
British Pro though have been feeling a little bit lackluster since post TI.
yeah, but again, same could be said for Evil Geniuses. The one match they played,
Yeah, that's
what
true.
series they played, they lost against Vega. So, but let's take a
Let's go
look
for
at
the
the game at hand. As Skylark comes in here, BKB's galore. There's an Echo Slam in the back on Kaiser, locking him down. Madara still alive. And only Witch Doctor died so far. Phonic caught in the corner, and then he actually has to run away. Already used the Lagoon Blade of Host. Now he's running out of teammates to take damage from him. And Dandy though, doing what the best of the little bit of lockdown that Phonic could still provide to him, but it's not going to be enough. They're not going to grab a single kill after all of this. And Devost, low in health, doesn't have the Aegis anymore. He has to retreat. Dandy gets out as well. Can they catch up to Devost though? Do they have vision for him? Don't have the Revolt cooldown.
I think they just got the vision with it, but they have nothing to instantly stun him.
Yeah, it would still
At
need
least
a
the
lot of
disruption
time
is
for
still
Skylark to
later
charge
range.
him. Yeah. But still, 3 heroes down, no buybacks on any of them, and that'll open
This is
the road.
this is gonna cost you a lane of Rex.
Yeah. Open road down to take the tier 3 and another set of racks. Danny and a Vost. Gonna have the help from the Witch Doctor in a couple of seconds time, but do they have these seconds? Doesn't look like it. There's a couple of illusions bashing away into tower, and yeah, Raze and Shadowfiend, there's some decent right clickers as well. Focus on the main racks, force not to lift. There's a disruption here. Dandy lifts Raze up into the air, but the BKBs are off cooldown again. The Vost will fall. Yes, a buyback will have to use it now. Whoa, look at that! Madara soaked a lot of damage in like 2 or 3 shots to Witch Doctor. Just came back from living, but not for long, and now it looks very, very hard for Na'Vi to turn this around. Danny tries to do what he can. Phonic to isolated once again in the pack lines. He still doesn't have a buyback. That's 5 against 2, plus 1 of those finally decides to come back. And yes, at this point, they're going for tier 4s.
Yeah, they were just not wanted to give up on the Rex there. Well, they had no ultimates on the supports, and even then they give up the supports again. I don't get anything in return as the buyback is there coming out with a hunt here. He's looking for skanks here on the backline, but he gets disrupted up. He might be able to kill him. No, Shadowgrave is there in time as Dandy gets surrounded and killed off. Now Host is alone pretty much. You need to get everybody here close, but it won't be a time. He's dead already. Now Suniko walks in as well. Then he's gonna get charged up and GG while play comes out as Suniko takes the fall. They're just gonna try and get Dandy into the base here as instant disconnect coming out from Suniko as well.
Okay, that was a series of bad events in a late game Dota. That's all it takes for you to lose the game actually off of that. Oh man.
Yeah, they just didn't do anything with the Aegis. Then, you know, going in aggressive and losing it over there in like the first glance of the eyes, like it's okay, you know, you have the Aegis. You lose it, you got a good fight, but afterwards, if you take another bad fight closer to your base and you lose so much, it's too big.
Yeah.
And then try to take the fight again without your ultimates. That's a no-go.
Yeah, also without your whole team up and running. It's kind of like they were forced into a position where they had to go in more or less 1 by 1 over 2 or 3 heroes and against 5 on the side of Gold Boys, and that's not a fight that you can take. So, but yeah, Na'Vi falls back to the fountain here in this game 1 of this best of 3 series in the Dota 2 Champions League. My name is Dragondrop. I'm joined by Sander and LPQ Stats. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with game number 2, so don't go anywhere.